Hi and welcome back to my channel. Now this is an op shop crafter make. This is a vintage sewing box that I got from the op shop and I want to make it over. So what I didn't like on here was the top. It was very worn and a bit dirty, and I've given this a clean but it didn't come up very well. And I might get my husband to look at the hinge, but I'm going to leave the inside the same. And I'm going to get him to put a little latch on here for me, or I'll do something for that anyway. And but the rest of it's pretty good and solid. It says made in Taiwan, and I like the size of it. It's a nice small one to be able to, you know, do some sort of project with it. And yeah, so my inspiration today with this make is from the ocean to the outback. Everyone knows I love my Australian stuff. So my inspiration is to do some shells from the ocean going into wildflowers on the other side. That's sort of my vision of how I want the top of this to be done. Now I've drawn up a little pattern here. That's the size of the top that I want. I got this little box a few op shop crafter hauls back. I'll try and put a link up here. And yeah, and anyway, I got it for the purpose to try and do something like this. So I've got a piece of paper and I've got a template of that top, and I'll just draw around that and we'll sort of map out what's in my head. Now it's going to be a bit of stitching, a bit of beading, whatever goes on this, I think. Now I've also got some stamps and I'm going to use a few of these as a guide. I think I got this from Temu. I don't quote me, I can't remember. It's been a while since I bought this set. I might use these three, the fan shell, the starfish, and this shell, which I should know its name but I don't. And I'm just going to put a pad under here so that I can get a decent impression. And I'm going to use this thing. I bought this thing from the cheap shop, and it's for flattening out your polymer clay. And I thought, oh, that would make a good stamp press. So I bought it and I'm going to give that a go. I thought that would be a good idea to make that as a stamp press. So I'm just going to put a bit of my, not any particular color, because I'm just trying to get an idea of what I want on this make. So I might just stamp these shells around and then we'll go from there. So there's that one and a fan shell. Yeah, I think I only paid about $3.95 for this. Thought that was a good little buy. They haven't been used much, these stamps. I'll stamp that one. And I didn't press down hard enough in those areas, obviously, but that doesn't matter. This is just my pattern as such. And I might put this one up here. Something like that, anyway. I will do. Now, close that up. And I also want to add some what do you call it? Some wildflowers. So this is my ocean side, and oh, did you see my bracelet? we found this shell in Exmouth on the Western Australian coast. It's a snakehead cowrie, and the actual top of the snakehead has come off. But I thought we always pick up these bums because they just make beautiful bracelets. So I used that, and this chain here, this turquoise chain, was from an op shop necklace, and this little V was from the op shop too, a little metal letter, and I made a little bracelet out of it. I love it. And that's my crocodile skin bracelet, and this ring here is sea glass. My daughter gave me this before we went around Australia. Right, on with the make. So they're sort of my shells that represent the ocean. Okay, then we might put some wildflowers on it. Let's go down here. And we'll put a gum leaf on it. And I don't want to do them small. I want to do them like, just so that you can actually see what they are on there. So we'll put the gum leaf down there and the gum blossom here, and then I want to put I probably should have put that back a little bit, but anyway, we can work with that. I want to put some wattle spray on here. And we'll just quickly draw in something. Okay, we might have another branch coming out there with a leaf on it, or just to fill in that space there. So we've got some wattle, and then over this side I want to put in a pig face flower. So a pig face, if you don't know, they're a succulent that grows on the coastline, and you'll see them usually in the sand dunes. Okay, and they're usually purple. So I want to sort of do something like that, probably bring this starfish back that way a little, and then I might bring some ocean looking sort of waves into it like that somehow. And yeah, that's sort of the plan. So I'll just draw these a little bit harder so you can actually see. I'm just working with a 2B pencil because it's nice and soft. You can get a good strong impression. And I want this wattle to be like not real looking, just like a tad animated, or just I'm going to use sequins and beads and things, so it's not going to look real as such. And I might just go ahead and cut this out, and then I can sort of work with a smaller piece of paper, and that'll roughly be my plan for this box. Okay, so that then will be the top of it. And I think it'll come up really pretty. So that's what's in my head. Now I've just got to get it onto there. Now, I have got a few bits and pieces that I scratched around and had a look for. I found this piece of fabric, and I found that in a recent op shop video, and I think that would look nice as the Outback, because it's not, this camera doesn't do this fabric justice. Not that bright red, it's like an Outback dirt red. So like a burnt brown red. So, and then I've got this piece of, oh gosh, I don't even know what it is. It came off a table runner, and I took the lace off it. So I sort of want this to be my ocean section of my, part of the ocean section, or the shore. Okay, and then I've got a piece of lace that I had in, oh, it was in one of those, I don't know, it's in an op shop find, who knows. And I just loved the shape of this. So this could be the water. So if you can sort of close one eye and look at that, you can sort of get my idea of where I'm coming from, or what's been in my head. Okay, if you look at that, and then put bush things, and then shells. Can you see? Yeah. So that's my idea. And I've got some felt, because I'm going to have to, hoping this felt will be, it's just wide enough. So I want to cut a piece of that off, because I want to put a little bit of padding under it. And I'll just cut you down. Oh, I've got some of this too. I found some of this stuff at the party shop. Not the party, yeah, in the party section. And I think that would look really cool on this as well, like some netting. So, and this, look at that, wouldn't that look cool? So if you had this, I'll put it back on there and show you. If you had that, and you had the sand, then you've got the beautiful lace as some ocean, and you've got this sort of stuff sitting around, and this sort of stuff, and and then you start putting on your shells, and won't it look pretty? So that's my idea. Right, so I'm going to have to get this down and sew some things on top of things. Okay, so this piece of felt is the size of the top of the box. So I'm going to just tack this down so I know where my edge will be, and I can't go over. Okay, that is going to give me the shape of the box, and I know not to stitch over that. Okay, now I'm going to go and put some, after I've torn it apart a little bit, I'll just distress the edge of this, because it'll look a lot better. Okay, and then I'll put a section down for my beach, like that. So I'll have to just see where that goes so I can... So that's the corner. There's my picture. I want that to be about there. So I'll put a pin in that. Okay, I'll just cut that down just a little bit more. Okay, that's my beach section, and then I've got my water section, which I want about there. So I'll put another pin in that. Cut that off. Like that, and I'm going to... Where'd my needle go? I'm going to tack that down as well. And I'll take out the tacking stitches when everything's finished. So you won't see them. So let's tack this down as well. And I'm going to tack it down where the box would go, so it needs to be tacked down. So that's the corner. Right. I'll just take those pins out, and that then is going to be the base for this make. Alright, I probably could have brought that out a little bit more, but I might I could add some more into that. I don't know yet. You know, I could add another splash of it in there, under there somewhere, as I'm sewing things down. Don't know. Like that. Right, so that is the base of the box. Then the next thing to do is to start stitching. But what I'm not sure whether to yeah, I just need to think this through a little bit. I'll probably stamp these onto some fabric, sew them onto there, and sew them down as I do them, I think. Alright, so that's the basics of it. I won't keep you much longer today. See, look, wouldn't this look just gorgeous in it as well? Some of this beady trim, just little bits of it. Looks like little pearls, because it's got like a little wave in it, which is really cool. I'll cut it. What's on this end? Yeah, how nice is that? Right, I'll get some more bits and pieces together and I'll figure out these shells, how I'm going to put them down. I might stamp them onto some fabric. Actually, I've got some fabric here. Where was it? Let's have a little go at it. Just got some plain cotton fabric. Bring my shells back. Let's see how that stamps on. I didn't want to do stays on. I didn't want it that dark on there, so we'll see how this goes. Well, that stamps on all right, doesn't it? Let's do the other two. Okay. And then the starfish. That won't fit on this fabric. Right, I might need to get a bit wider fabric for some of them. But in saying that, I'm going to be doing a lot of stitching, and these are just a base, a guide to, you know, just a bit of a guide to where to stitch, really. Right, so there's the corners, there's the corners. Okay, be something like that. Move that over a little bit. Just got to remember that that will fold over. You've got to stay in those lines. Okay, maybe something like that. I could maybe iron them on, like fuse them onto there, and then do some patterns up for these ones over here. So I might blend this too, this cream into the red a little bit more somehow, maybe put some little bullion knots and things like that that look like rocks and sand and stuff, because this on camera, this is not red. This is a brown color, a reddy, like a, I call it an Outback dirt, but it's oh, how do you explain it? Like a burnt, almost like a burnt red. Yeah. Right, so that's the thought process behind this project. I hope you can sort of get the vision of where it's sort of going. But the intention is to do quite a bit of beading and stitching and just bring it all together. Alright, so I hope you'll stick around for these episodes. I don't know how many there'll be in this little make, but yeah, I'll see how I can attach them on better, and we'll have some patterns for the flowers when I come back, and when I do come back we'll start some stitching on it. Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed looking at this bit of a thought process of the planning behind this little makeover of this sewing box. And really it's just the top that's going to get a makeover, and I'll put some sort of closure on here as well. So, but we could do something different for that closure. Who knows what could come of that. And I'm sure it will evolve as I make it. Alright, so I'll probably put this in a playlist called Ocean to Outback, something like that, I don't know, sewing box, so that you can watch the process as I go along and follow it. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me soon for another episode of this, and take care. If you haven't, please subscribe, share and like, and give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon for a new make. Bye.